And we're back with another episode of the Lakers Fast Break podcast. It's Gerald Glassford coming back at you here for the Lakers Fast Break. Lakers Latest, that's my new latest channel right there. I work with the Fan Arc Network. So go ahead if you want your quick shots of Lakers news and information in the morning. Most of the shows, I guess, appear between 8 a.m. and noon. So from what they tell me, they upload it 8 a.m. and noon. So you'll see something there on Lakers Latest. So go ahead and like and subscribe there. It's 15 to 20 minute hot shots of what's going on with the Lakers. Go ahead and make sure you take care of that. You'll see my friendly face talking about the Lakers on Lakers Latest. Also as well, the Pop Culture Cosmos. It's the Pop Culture Cosmos wherever you get your podcasts, including also as well, if you're a member, it's already available to you on YouTube. It's also available on the Pop Culture Cosmos YouTube page. And also as well, of course, audio formats such as Apple Podcasts and Spotify. If you check out the latest Pop Culture Cosmos, John Gusto, aka John Orlando, and myself, we're going to go ahead and we talk about the latest goings on in the world of professional wrestling because it's the state of pro wrestling. We predict what's going to go on with the Royal Rumble. JSJ was in that conversation. So go ahead and check out what we think what's going to go on with the Royal Rumble. Plus, we talk about AEW booking without trying to get a headache. And also as well, who is the biggest drawing card right now in pro wrestling? We talk about all that and more right there for you at the Pop Culture Cosmos, wherever you get your podcasts. Also, Inside Sports Fantasy Football. I want to let you guys know that we will have a Super Bowl preview show coming up for you next week. Chris Lardieri and I, when I catch up to him, we'll go ahead and bring that to you. Plus, next week, we will have a trade deadline special for you right here on Thursday night. And also as well, of course, we will have, I'm hoping, going to see if I'm going to try and see if we get together a Monday preview show with an NBA trade preview show special, maybe even a mock trade deadline type deal like we did last year. Hopefully no audio issues this time around. But I've got a whole bunch of stuff planned for you. I've got interviews with other reporters from other teams. I've got a whole bunch of stuff planned for you next week. So stay in tune with us right here at the Lakers Fast Break. Vari, yes, if you guys didn't get a chance to be part of our Discord earlier during the game, yes, the game was so lopsided. We had a chance to chat, and there was a challenge thrown down. 5-on-5. I guess the Australian LFB crew versus the American LFB crew. The Australian LFB crew would include Vari, Alan, Mark, I believe, of course, Aussie, who is on Facebook usually to watch the show, and also as well, Jeremy. So, Jeremy, if you're listening out there, hopefully we can get you back into shape, my friend, and get you going. So, because I want to see what kind of jumper you got, because the challenge has been thrown down. 5-on-5. American versus Aussie, LFB. There you go, indeed. But the game itself, that tells you where it was, because if we're talking about pickup basketball, you could pretty much tell you were watching pickup basketball today for the most part, because the Lakers just basically got off to a great start, ran away and hid one of their best first halves of the season, as it was 77-48 at halftime. The lead got up into the mid-30s, kind of lost focus a little bit and got back down into the low 20s, but then the Lakers in the fourth quarter having to bring out LeBron, having to keep him in the game for a little stretch in the fourth quarter, got to pull away, and the Lakers, an easy laugher, 142-111, much needed victory. I mentioned this on Lakers Latest. I was hoping for an easy victory, and that's what they got, 142-111. Washington was fielding what you could say for the most part was a substandard team out there tonight, and just absolutely looked atrocious at times. Their passing was absolutely terrible, and their shooting, took 48 threes and they only made 33% of them. And it just was not pretty. This is a team in full tank mode, and the Lakers took advantage as they get the victory, 142-111. They are currently 29-18 on the season. They move back in an essential tie with the Minnesota Timberwolves, about 8 games back in the Western Conference. So they're still listed as 6 technically because Minnesota Timberwolves have 30 wins, but yes, they're essentially in a tie for 5th place in the Western Conference. So want to hear your thoughts on what's going on with the Lakers. And of course, I know you guys are talking about DeAndre Hunter because again, word came out yesterday, Brett Siegel on Twitter, other sources out there talking about possibility of the Lakers doing a 3-way trade involving DeAndre Hunter. As far as coming to Lakers, possibly Day'Ron Sharpe, possibly Haywood Highsmith coming to the Lakers for, I guess, Rui Hashimura would be involved in the trade and Dalton Connect as well. I want to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments. I'm going to say again, I'm not in love with it. We talked about this on Discord. I talked about it on Lakers latest. Um, DeAndre Hunter is having the worst season of his career. If you look at the stats and if you looked at what, as far as the eye test is concerned, he had a good game against the Lakers. Of course, timing is everything, but overall, he's had the worst season of his career. He lost his starting job to Jalen Tyson, a much cheaper, more effective option. And remember, Cleveland is they're in the second tax apron. So he has about he has about $23-24 million left for the next 2 seasons. If you total that out with the tax that they're currently now in, the tax bracket that they're currently now in, Cleveland will have to pay over $60 million as far as taxes, after taxes on that. So they're in trying to get rid of guy that's been disappointing for him in the worst possible way. So, okay, if we're stuck with that contract for the next 2 seasons, first of all, you're probably not going to be as flexible for building around Luka in the summer. So B, if you take that contract back, he's a solid defender, but is only shooting 31% on threes. Okay, give me your problems, but give me draft picks. If you're going to do that, I want draft picks. So if Rob Pelinka is listening out there and you are thinking about pulling the trigger on this trade, do not do it unless you get first round draft picks. Otherwise, you will be vilified by all the Lakers fans out there. And I'll just leave it at that. So once again, it is, of course, the Lakers Fast Break. What's going on, Alan? Great again to talk to you on the Discord out there. T3, what's going on, my friend? Craig, how you doing? Gregory, always great to have you back. Turbo Duran, what's going on, my friend? Let's ride it out this season. Again, I would agree. I am not a big fan of DeAndre Hunter right now. Again, very much overpriced and a terrible contract to take on. It is 2 years, but you're essentially with his contract, Vando's contract, that takes a lot of cap space up to help build around Luka. So that supposed expiring deals, expiring money that you had coming off the books for this summer, you would have to wait until the next summer. And I'm not really in love with that unless you give me picks, which is the one thing the Lakers need. They need first round picks. So, okay, Cleveland, you want to get out of that tax bracket? You want to get out of that bad contract? Make it worth my while. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say indeed. But Drip Show is in the house. Of course, at Drip Show Shop on Instagram and Twitter. I put up the Kobe. Kobe's back up there, right there with Luka. They both had it, as far as right there for you on the canvas art. And of course, you got the Kobe pillow right here with Gigi on there. Again, rocking the t-shirt right behind me. And I've got a new shirt I'm going to go ahead and debut for you guys here in a minute from Drip Show. At Drip Show Shop on Instagram and Twitter. What quality there is, it is just insane. The guy is just amazing with what he can do, and he can do it for you at Drip Show Shop on Instagram and Twitter. Want to go ahead and say, what's Joe? Lakers just mowed the Wiz and Luka had a great game, and you're talking about DeAndre Hunt. It's because, Joe, shut up, Joe. Just shut up, Joe. We're going to ignore you. So again, DeAndre Hunter seems to be, as far as is concerned, the major source of conversation for a lot of guys. Again, a great game for the Lakers today. Yes, Luka had a great game. He had a triple-double in the first half. He had a triple-double in the first half. The second first half triple-double in his career. Outstanding game for him, Joe. Is that what you wanted to hear? Absolutely. You got what you wanted. But people are talking about possible trades, moves at the deadline that the Lakers will be making, and the rumors came about as far as DeAndre Hunter is concerned, which tells me in Joe's response right there how much he would love the prospects of getting DeAndre Hunter right there in a nutshell. Again, if you're not getting draft compensation, I wouldn't even come close to it. But Dave McMenamin posted that players with a 25-point triple-double in a half in the play-by-play era since 1996 and 97, there's only 2 times that's happened. Luka Doncic in 2023 versus Utah, and tonight versus Washington. So outstanding performance for Luka tonight, absolutely, by the whole team. Deandre Ayton, DeAndre Ayton against a much smaller Washington team once again. Looked good against a really bad team. Let's see how he looks on Sunday against the New York Knicks. For him, DeAndre Ayton, 28 points, 13 rebounds. Quite possibly the best game of the season so far for him. 3 block shots as well. LeBron James looked really comfortable out there. Looked like he was just going through the motions and looked happy in doing so. 20 points for him. And of course, Luka Doncic, again, the triple-double in the first half, 37 points for him, 11 rebounds and 13 assists, 3 steals as well. Once again, it is the Lakers getting the victory, 142-111. Lakers are now 29-18. Again, essentially tied for 5th place in the Western Conference. A great performance for Lakers. Just what they needed, a very comfortable victory as they head to MSG for the game against the Knicks on Sunday. YYC, yes, Ayton got his touches, and he looked good against a very bad team. I want him to start looking good against very good teams before we start really getting on that DeAndre Ayton train once again. Yes, Turbo Duran says, I say no to Hunter. Again, I don't think it would be a good idea. I know Daron Sharp is a nice player, a little undersized for a big guy, but he is very strong and gets a lot of rebounds. Haywood Highsmith, who was mentioned in the deal, he has an expiring $6 million contract, but he has not played at all this season due to knee issues. He is expected to come back soon. So there you have it. That's what is the proposed 3-team trade that's involving the Lakers at this point in time. So we'll see what happens if that materializes or not. But again, I wouldn't even blink twice unless I was getting something more substantial as far as draft compensation is concerned on that, because you're basically saying that I'm going to go ahead and readjust my plan and go all in for Luka in 27 instead of 26. Gregory says Hunter is not only players. Like if we say Hunter, Highsmith, Sharp, yeah, or Hunter, Sharp, Zaire. No, Gregory, no. I still say no. You have to get picks with it. If you're taking on someone else's problem, you have to make them pay for it. You have to be wise about this, Gregory, because the Lakers don't have a myriad of assets themselves. So if you're giving up your expiring deals, that's taking money off your books and giving it to Cleveland instead, you have to make them pay for it. You have to make them pay, and you have to ask for first-round draft picks that you can get in return. YYC says Ayton will be trouble versus Cat Mitch. Will be in trouble versus Cat Mitch. Yeah, that's what I mean. YYC. I say it's great that he got a 28-13 game against Washington, but I really want to see how it looks against a front line of Mitchell Robinson, if Mitchell Robinson plays Sunday, early evening or 4:00 our time on the West Coast, against the New York Knicks. So we'll see what happens. But Turbo said, yeah, LeBron James, he did miss some layups. We were talking about that on the Discord. He wouldn't have missed those layups back in the older days, but yeah, whether it's a lack of focus or old age starting to kick in. It's not, again, it didn't really matter. Didn't really impact the outcome, but it's just something to see as far as that's concerned. But yes, I did want to make mention that the Lakers game at the Knicks, the prices are skyrocketing. So if you're looking, and I checked this on Ticketmaster during the game today, if you want a ticket for MSG on Sunday with the Lakers and Knicks, starting price right now on Ticketmaster is $500 for the nosebleed seats. So yeah, that's $500 for a ticket for the nosebleed seats right there for you at MSG. So enjoy. So yeah, absolutely indeed. But yeah, there they go. I saw they go up $600, $700, $800, $900, $1,000 easy on those seats, because I think they're sensing that it might be the last time he might be playing in MSG. That's what, again, like earlier this week with Cleveland, they got all sentimental and whatnot. tonight. Not tonight, it was, but Sunday night, I think a lot of people are sensing that it might possibly be the last time he plays in MSG. And if it's not, then I don't know if it's money well spent. I guess so. Turbo says, I hope Lakers come out fighting against the Knicks this Sunday. There's no excuse. They got an easy victory. The stars for the Lakers, 31 minutes for Luka, which is nothing. LeBron, 30 minutes. That's good if you could keep him around that. Deandre Ayton had 29 minutes tonight. Jake LaRavia, 25. Marcus Smart, 27. They didn't get taxed tonight. There should be no excuse. And you have a day off. And you're already in that general area anyways, as far as it's not that bit long of a trip, long of a flight between Washington, D.C. and New York. So you should be able to go ahead and manage very well. And the Lakers should give New York a challenge on Sunday. Again, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. New York is going to beating up on Portland right now. So both teams should be rested enough when they meet each other on Sunday. What's going on, Jeremy? How you doing, my friend? You've been brought into a conversation, Jeremy, because we were having a Discord. It is going to be hopefully one day 5-on-5 about there on the court. Aussie LFBs versus the American LFBs, 5-on-5, and you are one of the 5 on the Aussie LFBs. We mentioned that's how many followers in Australia that we have, so we wanted to make sure. So Jeremy, work on your jump shot. Work on your jump shot, my friend, because the Aussies have recruited you, my friend. What's going on, Craig? Cheaper than dog oh, cheaper than Dodgers tickets. Yeah, I guess it is. Jerry says, yeah, I'm 6'3", so about the same height as you and Ox. Yeah, watch out for Ox because, as we talked about on the Discord, we're all assuming that when Joe Soros sets screens, he's going to have the elbows out. So when you're trying to run around the corner, you're trying to run around the pick, careful those elbows from Joe. And I'll just leave it at that. So, yeah, about the same height. So there you go. All right. Mark and Vari, there you go. Vari, you were worried about the height. Alan, you were worried about the height. There you go. You got some height right there with Jeremy. There you go. All right, indeed. Tony says, I'll beat you guys. You know what, Joe? You're funny. Yes, you look funny. How about that? Shut up, Joe, and get in on this conversation here, my friend. Stop sitting on the sidelines as you like to do during the first 20 minutes of the show and act like you're doing something important. Get on the show, my friend. Get on the show so I can pitch your channels. Like, for instance, the Joe Sorrell experiment and your fine company, Simblades with a Y.com. Sorry, I was up late last night too. I watched Novak beat Sinner. Amazing match. Yeah, absolutely, Jerry. But again, someday, hopefully we can do that 5-on-5 Australians versus the American LFBs. There you go. Indeed. But once again, the Lakers do win 142-111. Easy victory for the Lakers tonight. One of their biggest wins of the season. Absolutely. No doubt after the first quarter about where this was headed. The Lakers were up by as much as 36, I believe. And yeah, absolutely. It's tough. How many pulled hamstrings do we all over under is 5 on that, my friend. Over under is 5. Absolutely. That would be my guess. That would be my guess indeed. So yes, I would say over under on that is 5. Get rid of Vincent, Craig says. Again, an expiring contract, Craig, so you may be inclined to keep him on, but you know what? If the Lakers make a move and they do the DeAndre Hunter deal, you might as well just see what else you can find with those expirings and then try to do something else because, again, DeAndre Hunter is not going to move the needle in any way, shape, or form for the Lakers. He is a okay defender. Sometimes he was in the past a good defender. So you could say he's above average defender, but right now he is having the worst statistical shooting as far as 31%. It's the worst shooting year of his career. And statistically, it's just not looked good. He lost his starting job to Jalen Tyson. And they really, with all the tax burden that they have, Cleveland wants to get rid of him bad. And again, if you're going to take on this contract, you better get some pretty good draft compensation from it. That's all I say. Gregory says Vincent is terrible. Yeah, it's been a bad 3 years overall, Gregory, for him. I agree. And I just think it's time to move on from Vincent. If you're going to, again, make a trade like that, then with the other Vincents and Klebers and those expiring contracts, you better do something else to get other players to fill out the roster because, at this point in time, that tells me if Rob makes that kind of move, that tells me that they need to do other moves to still ready the roster even more. Jeremy says, seems Bronny gets love. Oh, yeah, Jeremy, he is a novelty. He's an absolute novelty because of his last name. People are just fascinated by him as far as everywhere he goes. Every time that the Lakers are coming closing minutes and they're either up big or down big, yeah, they all want Bronny in there. It reminds me of the 80s when Chuck Nevitt was around, at 7'5" Chuck Nevitt, and the crowd would chant Nevitt, Nevitt when the Lakers were up by 20, 30, or 40, and he would come in the game. And it was kind of like a novelty. And every time he scored, they would give like a really sarcastic cheer. And I don't know how many of those people actually think Bronny is actually an NBA player. But it is it's encouraging for him, I guess, but it's also tells you exactly what they think of him. It's again like a novelty. It's just something that they see because of his last name that they'd like to have him in there indeed. So it was nice to see him get some action, but again, let's see him do that in the second quarter of a game when you're playing against top flight competition, and it might look a lot different. Uh, Joe, shut you shut up, Joe. Shut up, Joe. Gregory says, Gerald, nobody wants Rob gone more than me. Yes, Greg. Again, as much as Joe, as much as myself, as much as anyone I know that wants Rob out of there, there is, and I will admit to that, there is no one more than you that wants Rob out of there. I will admit that. You want Rob out of there more than anyone. Um, Isaac says Bronny is a G League star. There you go. He's someone that can get you 20 in the G League. I agree. Or 20 in summer league. Or a 20 in exhibition. But in a real game, I just don't think that he's just got way too many flaws in his game that you can exploit. That's the problem. Turbo says, who is on free agency right now the Lakers could pick up and help this team out more? That's a good question. Most of the guys out there that you would like to see, aka Watson in Denver, and also as well Durant in Detroit, they're restricted free agents. Turbo, those would be the two I would target. The only other one is Tari Eason, but a lot of people think that he is just going to re-sign eventually with Houston, but he is also a attractive free agent that's out there. But I would go after Duran number 1, Watson number 2 right now. Those would be the two I would go after. And just, what, they're restricted. Throw a high ball number and see if Detroit and Denver actually go through and try to keep him, or if it's just gets too expensive. But then again, if you bring in a Hunter, it precludes you from doing that because you're going to be trying to sign Austin Reeves, because it's clear Austin Reeves is seems to be a priority for this team as far as what they want to sign. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know how much they're going to sign him for, but again, it's looking more and more like that as he gets closer to return. He was listed as questionable yesterday. Today, it was listed as a no-go by JJ, but he could return for the Sunday game. So it looks like he's really close to a return before the end of this road trip, which would be great. Jeremy says, Hunter is terrible. Please, God, we better not try to sign him. Well, again, DeAndre Hunter has been the latest rumors as far as the concern for the Lakers as a possible trade, because Cleveland really desperately wants to get off of his money and get off of his contract. And I don't want DeAndre Hunter here for the Lakers. He's having the worst statistical season of his career. But if you float along some first round picks with it, I'll think about it. At least I'll think about it. How about that? If you throw me 2 firsts, I'll think about it, and we'll do that. Turbo says I'd rather have Rui and Dalton. Yeah, I would rather have Rui and Dalton than a expensive contract for that I'm stuck with for this season and next season. Yeah, it would not be good. But if Rob is itching to do it, if those rumors are out there and it's not just from one source, it's been from multiple sources. If he gets the itchy trigger finger and wants to do that, he's going to have to get picks back. Yeah, I mean, Sharp is a nice player as a backup, 6'9" kid. Again, very strong, gets you rebounds. Haywood Highsmith is an expiring $6 million contract, but he hasn't played at all this season. I know he's close to returning, but he had a knee surgery. So, again, you don't know what you're going to get at this point for the rest of the season with him. So, yes, I would say, you know what? Okay, you're going to do this deal with me. I'm going to make you pay. If you really want to get off that contract, I'm going to make you pay. Then YYC, I think that should end that should end the conversation. YYC, you gotta look at how much Cleveland is in the tax right now, because they're not only in the first tax apron, they're in the second tax apron. They are a super expensive team that is not at the top of the Eastern Conference right now. And if that's the case, they are desperate to get off of cash, and they are pointing the finger at trying to get rid of DeAndre Hunter first and foremost. And again, yeah, he had a decent game against the Lakers, but you look at what he's been doing all the season. He lost his starting gig. Jalen Tyson has taken over, a much better and cheaper option. And, you're stuck with him right now in Cleveland, and he's going to add up. And again, you're talking about $10-20 million extra on top of his salary that you're paying in taxes alone on him. And if you're doing that, he gets very expensive. So for a guy that's coming off your bench. So again, I don't want it to happen, but YYC, again, that's what I would say. If you want it to happen, make it worth my while if I'm the Lakers. And that's all I'll say. JY says, Rob is incompetent. I don't trust him to try to pull off any trade. JY, you're right there with you. Again, we've talked about Rob. His talent evaluation skills have not been great. He did have that one good trade deadline where he built a team that did manage to find their way to the Western Conference Finals, but they got smoked in the Western Conference Finals. But he did make a couple good trades. He got brought in Rui. At that time, Jared Vanderbilt, who was playing well at that time, came in. He found the right mix, and it worked to a degree. Will he find that mix again in the next less than a week? I'm not holding my breath, because again, his talent evaluation skills more times than not have not proven to be what you need from a really good GM. With all apologies to Stefan, because I know Stefan is the opposite of what Gregory is as far as his evaluation of Rob Pelinka. Thank you, Xbox. Truly appreciate it, my friend. Stay good in the matrix, my friend. But also as well, get that jumper ready. Get that jumper ready when the Aussie LFB faces the American LFB. There you go. Turbo says, who is your pick for Super Bowl? I said I was leaning, and I'm leaning towards the Seahawks. I said this on the Discord. I'm leaning towards. I haven't made a full determination yet, because it's one of the few times I do go to the sports books as far as lay money down usually for the Super Bowl. I usually lay a bet on it. So on the Super Bowl, either that or one of the props. So I am thinking it's going to be something in the range of the Seahawks at this time. There you go. El Rosto, thank you so much. And El Rosto, again, I am working is something behind the scenes, because due to your generous donation from the other day, I am working with something behind the scenes for Drip Show. El Rosto says, talent evaluation is the responsibility of the scout, GM contracts. No. El Rosto, appreciate the super chat. The GM has to be a good talent evaluator. Sam Presti is a good to great talent evaluator. I would stop you right there and say Sam Presti just does not just trust everything on his scouts or his assistants and whatnot. He has to be a good talent evaluator himself. Otherwise, he doesn't get the job done that he has gotten. Those guys that he has helped pick, yes, the scout helps get you that information, but ultimately you have to determine what's best. And again, as we've seen from Rob, it is time and time again we have seen disappointing talent evaluation from him and from all those as far as is concerned, both for players in the draft and players that the team has acquired as far as it's concerned. So talent evaluation is not the full responsibility of the scout. The overall is the individual that's overseeing it all has to understand exactly how the game is played and who's playing in it and how good they are for now and for your future and how they will fit on your team. Roster construction and talent evaluation are key attributes of a good GM. And again, that's is still out as far as the book is still out on that for Rob Pelinka. But I do appreciate the super chat and again, the talent evaluation is definitely a part of the scouts as far as what they give as far as advice for them. But again, also Rob has to have that talent evaluating skill as well. Thameless says Jerry West was a good talent right there. Jerry West, he had to have talent evaluation skills to help decide who we wanted to develop around Magic Johnson, around James Worthy, around those players, and what kind of talent as far as needed to bring in. So absolutely, that's something that has to be a key for a good GM. And again, Sam Presti and other GMs in the league that are at the top of the league. San Antonio has a good GM. Detroit has a good GM because you see where they're at. They're at the top of the Eastern and Western Conference right now. Connect is broken. Isaac says, yeah, Connect right now. It's sad, and he wants to go. And I'm wish the kid well, and I want him to get a fresh start because I think it's just a lost cause at this point. Whatever has happened here with Los Angeles, it's just like you said, Isaac. It's broken. And it's just I don't know if it could be fixed. I really doubt it could be fixed here on the Lakers roster. I'm wishing if he leaves and he's asked to leave, according to reports, as far as I'm concerned, there have been reports that he's asked or his representatives asked for a trade. Then I would wish him well, and I do hope that he gets a change of scenery to his liking and a chance to flourish there. Forgive me, but I only remember Dalton having one good game. That's it. Jeremy, he had more than one game. He had a couple games in the first half of that season, or the first half of the season, first 50 games of the season. He had 2 games, I believe, in the 30s and a couple more in the 20s. So he did have more than one game that was worth noting. That's why I think a lot of people out there are still holding on hope on Dalton Connect for what he may be able to do, Jeremy. But again, his defense, he will go as far as his defense takes him. And his defense has been pretty bad up until this point. And that's part of the reason why he can't stay in. And once he stopped hitting shots, once he became a really struggling shooter. Once whatever is in his head got in his head, it's a trade, what have you. Yeah, it's just not been good because now you have a poor shooter and a poor defender, and it's really hard to keep him in the lineup if that's the case. Craig says Andrew Friedman could pick a better player than Pelinka. I couldn't agree with you more on that, Craig. Again, being a GM is talent evaluation. It's roster construction and having the sensibility to understand both. Again, as El Rosto said, a lot of the talent evaluation out there, both from a draft or other team standpoint, is based on a lot of what the information that your scouts give you. But again, the ultimate decision making comes to the GM, aka president of player basketball operations, which is Rob Pelinka. And in doing so, he has to be able to go ahead and have those skills. And again, it's just for the most part, we see that it's been falling short a little bit. But Lakers had 38 assists. Yes, absolutely. Who is another? Well, Jeremy, I mean, it's right there at the top of the league. Tim Conley, as well as someone who's built teams in Minnesota and Denver. Both, I guess he built a team that went on to the championship in Denver, and he also helped build a team that went to 2 straight Western Conference Finals. I think he's a pretty fair talent evaluator. The GMs in Detroit, obviously, he's getting a lot of praise right now because he was able to collect the right amount of talent. along with getting a burgeoning star in Cade Cunningham. So the Detroit GM is really got something that special going on there. And then, of course, what's going on in San Antonio. The San Antonio right now, yes, I understand they got Victor, but they have been able to go ahead and build around him. And Brian Wright is really done a good job of building around there. Yes, I know some of it has been luck as far as them getting high picks for both Stefan Castle, and also as well, of course, Dylan Harper. But remember, in the Stefan Castle draft, who else from that draft has really done anything special? So they could have easily picked someone else and faltered because of it. But they've actually, Wright has done a pretty good job building that team for a quick fix because San Antonio is playing well above what many people expected, including myself this season. Turbo Duran says, I can't wait for next season. LeBron James will be off my Lakers team and the Lakers will do better without him. Let's hope so. Because again, it's looking more and more like LeBron will probably be either retired or moving somewhere else. I mean, what was said in that article last week, and then also the very moving and touching video that Cleveland has. It's clear Cleveland and the crowd and the sentiment was they want him back for one more season in Cleveland. So he might just acquiesce at the end of the season and go along with it. What's going on here? Thanks again for joining us, though. It is the Lakers Fast Break. The Lakers do win 142-111. The Lakers are now 29-18. Sixth place technically, but essentially they're in a fifth place tie in the Western Conference, 8 games out of first place in the Western Conference. Just a note, because Oklahoma City has not played the greatest. They do have a lot of injuries right now to their account. And I know my friend who shows up with for our NBA observations, Kayla Ponce, would tell you that there's been a lot of injuries there, but just something to keep a note. And here today to go ahead and talk about today's game, he finally showed up indeed. I can hear you, by the way. Okay. All right. It is, of course, the man behind the Joe Soro experiment, and of course, Simblades with a Y.com, and I guess a guy who's licking his lips at something, or his gums at least. It is, of course, Joe Soro. Joe, good to have you here. Easy win for the Lakers. Luka with the triple-double in the first half. All was good. Smiles all around. Laughter all around. So again, team looking positive as they continue a positive overall road trip as they head into MSG for the Knicks. Is he just going to sit there and make a goofy face? That's fine.
So
not great for our audio audience, but it's fine.
I know it's Friday, so we're not going to have any of the mainstream shows on until Monday, but the pattern is the Lakers lose, and then it's focus on a tribute video and LeBron crying to get away from the 30-point shellacking. Then they beat a lowly, horrible franchise in the Washington Wizards. And then now it's let's hold hands and dance. It is a bipolar society, if there ever was one. Didn't seem too
upset about getting blown out in Cleveland, did they, Joe?
I don't think anyone cares about anything anymore, except for their own interests.
Okay.
Yeah. It was nice seeing Luka drop a triple-double in the first half. It looked like he was going to do it too halfway through the first.
Only player to have done it, and he's done it twice, Joe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good. He's good, and it doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter what team it is. It doesn't matter nothing matters. There's going to be negativity, positivity, back and forth, depending on the quarter, the half, the game. So I guess as a spectator, you just kind of focus on the results, which is why reiterate that on the regular, is the results will determine you. The results should determine your mood, not your feelings. And today was a nice game in the sense of I liked, for the first time that I can remember, a fourth quarter where the star didn't play. That's rare, very rare that happens in today's NBA. It used to be the regular scenario for a contending Laker team where you'd see Kobe maybe sit about 5-10 games a year just because they're ahead in the fourth by 20 or something. More games like this would be nice, but then again, they're not going to be playing the Wizards every game.
No, indeed. I want to go ahead and mention a comment that Rogelio just sent to us on Lakers Fast Break at yahoo.com. He says, Gerald, the Lakers must take their medicine for the rest of the season and next season to be younger and more athletic. The 27-28 season is what they should be focused on to put a really good team around Luka. I feel that we are finally seeing the aftermath of the AD trade with New Orleans because all those years without draft picks. And what I think he's alluding to is something I was talking about. You were in the comments. The latest rumor for the Lakers has a possible 3-team trade with Cleveland and Boston, with the Lakers getting Day'Ron Sharpe, Haywood Highsmith, and DeAndre Hunter. Now, DeAndre Hunter has lost his starting job. He's having one of the poorest seasons, if not the poorest season of his career. He is very expensive with the tax, because they're in the second tax apron. Very, very expensive, because it's not just your salary. You're paying the taxes on top of it. So they want to get rid of him bad. I'm just saying, I don't think he would move the needle for the Lakers at all should he come here. But it would also signal a sign what Rogelio is saying, that they would be looking towards 27 and not 26 to work as far as building Luka team. But if I'm taking that contract back, Joe, which I don't want in the first place, I want to make it clear, I don't want this contract. I don't want him on the team with what he's got. But if I'm making, if I'm clearing and I'm getting rid of one of the Cleveland's financial problems, I'm making them pay, and I'm asking for at least 2 first-round draft picks, Joe. I mean, Memphis and Orlando did that with KCP in the Desmond Bane trade.
Yeah, you're not. No, if Trae Young didn't get a pick, then I don't.
Then I'm not taking DeAndre Hunter back. I think it's a terrible
deal. The game is the old NBA is over. The picks are not going to be free flowing. Then
I don't want to. I think that's a terrible deal, and I would fire Rob immediately because of it.
Rob is not going to be in charge of player personnel. I would almost guarantee it by the end of the year. He may stay on as a general manager just because he's a window dresser for Genie, but that's coming. It's just not realistic to ever think that Mark Walter's going to take over this team and have an adequate. This man had an adequate general manager in Dodger Stadium. Ned Colletti was a fantastic GM. He replaced him in 2 years. When I say fantastic, Ned Colletti was the only reason why the McCourt era didn't go into complete and utter trash.
He was good, Joe. He built a farm system that was the envy of Major League Baseball.
How bad. Imagine it's like a bad parent producing a scholar child, right? And that child is not resentful. That child isn't going around and saying bad things about their parents. That's who Ned Colletti was for the Dodgers. I actually felt bad. But when I heard it was Andrew Friedman, who was the best in the game, him and Theo Epstein were the guys. They were new, like kind of like the LaFleurs, the McVays in football, the young kind of, Ivy League types, right? The geniuses. So Mark Walter had a fantastic general manager, but Mark Walter said, I want the number one guy. So I don't know. I can't guarantee it's going to be the people we do know that he's going to go after, the Presties, the Conleys, the Brad Stevens. But I feel very comfortable that it's going to be someone that's going to be very good.
Oh, yeah.
If it's not them.
I would agree with you on that.
So as far as what the Lakers need to do now, We're gonna be going back and forth on this depending on the game's results. When they lose, we're gonna be depressed. We're gonna get angry at Rob. We're gonna hate Jeannie. We're gonna do all this crap over and over again. Then they'll win, and then we'll kind of sort of be soft on it. And then, again, it's rinse and repeat. The most important part about this process right now is to get through the season as a fan. Watch the games, try and enjoy. See, this is the part where I say why I like Luke, why I love Luka. Besides the fact that he's a mega star, and anyone who denies it is a complete and utter idiot. And that's not me saying that. You are. That's just facts. These kind of games, when superstars have you glued to the TV in a Washington Wizard 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time game in January, that's how you know that guy is a star. I was engaged. I wasn't bored. And I've been bored a lot this year. If it wasn't for Luka, I seriously would be in pain watching Laker games. Because watching Gabe Vincent going back and forth, watching DeAndre Ayton play really good one game and then do nothing for the next 8 games, and then watching Rui's game is what it is. I've said this way before the season started. Rui is he's a 4-game-a-week player, but a 2-week difference, a 2-game difference maker a week. It's 2 on, 2 off, 2 on, 2 off. And then if it's a 3-game week, he's on one, he's off 2, and then sometimes he's on 2, off 1. It's never consistent. And then Laravia is Laravia, and all these other role players are what they are. And as far as Dalton Connect is concerned, if the reports are true that he's asking to get traded, it only adds to the negative mystique of Dalton Connect to have the nerve to actually ask to be traded. You have zero leverage. You've allowed yourself to have no say in anything at this point.
Do you want to go ahead and make mention of a super chat? Once again, it is, of course, the Lakers Fast Break. It is, of course, Joe Sorrell, along with me, Gerald Glassford. Thanks again for watching this. I truly appreciate it. The Lakers win 142-111. They are 29-18 on the season. AR Seattle, thank you for the generous gift of $19.99 super chat right there for you. He says, Gerald and Joe, Luka triple-double is another day in the office. The problem is, does he have players that can score when he passes the ball? Today, absolutely. It was, he did. But again, it was against Washington. So I see your point there. People in the chat, if Joe calls you an idiot or a moron, then you're probably are. Thank you again for the super chat.
Well, if you're saying that, the Luka negativity is, it's not. You're not a smart person. You're just not. This is a guy that has mastered basketball. He's mastered basketball. If he retired today, he's going to Hall of Fame. That's how much he's mastered it. And when he wins a championship, it won't solidify the dumbasses that just yap. Because again, it doesn't matter. Look what the Dodgers are doing now, right? They're winning championships. They're doing everything right. They have the nicest guys on that team: Freddie Freeman, Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts. These guys are they're idols, and they're also good people. They're team players. They back each other up. They're going to Gavin Lux's wedding. He's not even a team. He's not even on the team anymore. Like, these are the nicest men, nicest, coolest guys that you'll ever probably meet in your life. Yet people are calling them the evil empire, and they're just buying stuff. It's like, it doesn't matter how good you are. You're gonna have the sewage sludge from the ass end of a camel that are still gonna come out and say stupid shit because they're fucking idiots. And because of social media having the barrier of a phone or a computer, they feel that they can be that because they live a miserable, disgusting life that has no meaning. They will not be remembered for anything ever. And it's not broadcasted enough. Look what's going on in the country. Look what's going on. These people are just so desperate for attention because they're not getting it at home. They're not getting it at school. So they got to take out their stupid shit on something doesn't really exist. Saying Luka isn't good enough does not exist in reality. This guy was a fucking phenom, a 14-year-old phenom. This didn't start 5 years ago. This guy was born to play basketball, and he's mastered the game. So these are the type of things that you have to maybe open some attention to. Maybe it's not going to work all the way. It'll never work because, again, we live in a world, or we live in a country that's got freedom of speech. People are allowed to be complete and utter idiots. So, they will continue to do that. But I'm looking at every game from here on out as a process that's getting closer and closer to the ultimate goal of what is likely going to happen, which is they are going to get young players. They are going to get players that are going to be more conducive to Luka Doncic's game. And when that happens, everybody that's not understanding basketball or understand who this guy is going to eat shit, and everybody's going to start bitching and whining about how the Lakers are whatever, like they always do. As soon as the Lakers start winning, it's some kind of cheating thing. Oh, it's some kind of bubble thing. Oh, it's just, he needed Shaq, or, he needed Powell in this 5-minute stretch. Stupid fucking idiots. It's a team basketball game. Jordan needed players around him. Did Jordan play 1-on-5 in the 90s? No. Did Kobe play 1-on-5? Did Shaq play 1-on-5? No. You want Luka Doncic to be Gary Payton? No, it's not going to happen. But you know what he does do? He does everything else better than you, better than 99% of the league. So this process has already started. It started last year when they got Luka, and then it got slammed when we found out that the minority owner, Mark Walters, then the Guggenheims finally took over the main piece of this thing. And as soon as that happened, you guys, for those of you who didn't see it last year, we did a show on it. Go back and listen. I have not stressed an ounce since that announcement. And you can see it. I might still be aggressive and loud and ranting, but I'm a ranter because that's what the people want. I'm going to rant because our audience likes it. And there are a lot of reasons to rant sometimes too, which adds to the juice.
Once again, it is the Lakers winning, of course, 142-111. Also here today, good man indeed. It is, of course, the guy behind the 3-minute report right there for you at Lakers Corner. It is John Costa. John, great to have you here. Another cheap plug from a man, Drip Show. Look what he just sent me right here.
That's
good.
Dope, Drip Show.
Looking good.
That one is sick.
At Drip Show Shop, guys, on Instagram and Twitter. Look at that quality right there. Absolutely, indeed. I'm going to be wearing that with pride. He just came today. Just absolutely blessed that he is.
How lovely.
Yes.
Very good wordplay.
Yeah, it is lovely. Thank you. There you go. See, lovers right there. There you go. Laker lovers indeed. But it is, of course, the Lakers Fast Break, and John Costa is here from Lakers Corner. John, easy win for the Lakers. When you're talking about the American LFB versus the Australian LFB in a 5-on-5 full court.
Joe, I was trying to tell him, Joe.
I told you warned him. I said Joe is setting those screens elbows out.
I'm telling
you guys can understand. Australians love soccer or football.
Yeah, but they were trying to talk shit about some hoops when we were in the Discord, Joe. And I said
Ben Simmons is Australian, isn't he?
Listen, Joe, I'm talking about LFB us, LFB them.
Yeah.
Yo, I told him, look, if I get a good screen from Joe, I guarantee ain't nobody going over that. So that means either I'm getting to the hoop at will or Joe rolling and he gonna finish at the cup. So we're not getting beat. There's no way.
Yeah, that'll be fun. We'll have to do that one day when hopefully some of my projects come to fruition. I can just fly everybody over here and we can have that game and record it and put it on the show.
Absolutely. No, we're doing live stream. Hell, we're doing live stream. Yes, first one to get a heart attack wins. So, John, I wanted to go ahead.
I just need 3 months. I haven't played ball in a year, but
same.
I just
same
need 3
here.
months. Let me play every day, and then I'll get back into my groove.
Same here, but
Whoa.
it is over under 5 on the torn hamstrings.
I'm
AR
not hearing nothing.
Seattle, thank you again for the nice, generous donation, and also becoming.
I have a
member as
very
well.
weak
Really
left
appreciate it.
ankle in terms of my tendon stretched from the 15,000 turns on it, but I do put a little strap on it, and I'm usually okay.
There
Whoa.
you go, indeed.
Put a strap on it, Joe.
I got to put some kind of coverage on it, and then of course I'll wear my Jordan 13s, especially when it's indoors, and then I'm good. I can run all day at that point.
So, John, let me ask you this. When it comes to what you're seeing with the Lakers as they head into MSG for that very expensive matchup, if you're trying to find a ticket, like I said, I looked on Ticketmaster. The lowest price is $500 for a ticket to that game. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
For the Madison Square Garden?
Yeah, it's the highest. I don't know if it's the
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
because I think it's LeBron's last time.
Right.
They think it might be. So with that said, though, easy win for the victory for tonight for the Lakers. I don't want to take too much from it, but it does set the tone, keeps those positive vibes, a very positive Grammy trip so far. What do you see as far as how this win will relate to this weekend with New York and finishing off the road trip with Brooklyn?
I mean, like you said, Gerald, I think there's very little you can take from a team, dominating team with 12 wins, right? I think what you can take is just sheer confidence, right? Or just sheer like, all right, cool. Like we see that we can do it, regardless of whether a 12-win team or a number 1 seed. We see we can do it. Let's go ahead and keep it rolling. And then also, I think another place where is a win. I don't know if you guys are talking about this before I got on here, but just the fact that Luka just plays 30 minutes, right? Like I even think that was a lot. I'm gonna be honest. I was on the Discord. I was saying like, yo, like I think Luka and Bron like should have been taken out. To be honest,
they let it down, the lead down to 21, and
they did.
Yeah.
But even with that, to be honest with you, I still feel like we could have handled that. Like I don't think that our bench is that bad that we would have blown a 21-point lead to that team. I don't think we would have blown a 21-point lead. So I say that to say I think that's one of my takeaways in the big win, like a sleeper win, to be honest with you, that I take out of this game. Luka only playing 30, LeBron only playing 29, especially for a player like LeBron. Any game that you can get something like this. So I'm taking a win on that. But as far as like in-game stuff, yeah, you love to see it. I said on my 3-minute recap, which please go check out, y'all. Ayton, I want to see you come with this type of energy. I want to see you come with this type of energy, like the same energy that you coming with tonight, like coming through the lane, acting like a big boy, rebounding. I think when I got on here, Joe was talking about Ayton. I think you might have been talking about him. So, right? Like I want
there was no resistance tonight, so he felt
exactly.
No,
if it's a really small team, John, and
if they have no other
really
big,
not good
he's gonna
team,
do his thing, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like he's puffing out his chest. He's like that, it's like that little brother would be like puffing out his chest when he got like big bro with him, but he'd be real quiet when big bro not there because he don't got it on him, right? And I feel like when there's a weaker big or there's no big, kind of like tonight, he feels like, oh, I got this. But whenever we face a team, and I don't know who said it in the Discord, but shout out to them. Somebody said, oh, fuck, what they say? He's gonna get fucking destroyed in the playoffs. And I'm like, yeah, playing like this, like, on a night like tonight, yeah, but he won't play like this in the playoffs.
Shout out to Tough. Shout out to
Tough. Great Discord crowd.
Absolutely. Well, again, it's against Wizards. So they were laughing, smiling in the first half. Luka got the triple-double in the first. It was easy throughout. And it just, there was no chance of this team winning tonight as far as it could. But again, what does Deandre Ayton do, like, for instance, on Sunday, if both Mitchell Robinson and Cat are there? Or what do they do against a Denver and OKC? What does he do against those teams? San Antonio. What does he do, Joe, against those teams? That's why it's a big concern, is because he looks great against the Charlotte undersized centers or the Washington undersized center. Everything looks great. but you get them against those teams when you really need them the most, and that's what's a great concern with the DeAndre Ayton experience.
Exactly. That's my issue with him. That's why I say, man, let me see what you do in the next game. Let me see you just keep the same energy. And if you can, I hope you do prove me wrong. But let me see.
I didn't, but the player playing 30 minutes or 25, 29 to me, even if there was a blowout by mid third quarter, this game still is about rhythm and momentum in your game. You don't want to play guys for 20 minutes. Like 30 minutes is good, even if it's a blowout. I thought the allocation of the minutes was perfect. Luka didn't play a minute in the fourth quarter. LeBron played a little bit, but he only played 30 minutes because he had a huge break in the first half. I understand the rest in a blowout, but I also understand that you don't want to be that team that always takes too much time off between bye weeks in the NFL, and all of a sudden you're flat and you lose that first playoff game. You don't want to have that kind of.
Now I could agree with that for NFL, but basketball, I feel like just the sheer schedule is just so
basketball's worse actually because basketball stamina is
more of a rhythm sport. Agreed.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, but you get what I'm saying. I'm just still leaning on the side of like, if he doesn't have to be out there and we can still get the win is what's most important in my mind. But I hear what you're saying though. I just think that if we can still get the win without him, having to play even any of those extra minutes, I'm taking it. And on a player like Luka doesn't matter, but on a player like LeBron, it just matters because every time he jumps, it's just like, oh man, you just never know, to be real.
So I talked with Joe, John, about the rumors of a possible, trade in the works with DeAndre Hunter, and Joe and I are, not exactly. And you and I spoke about this on Discord, but if you could relay it to our entire audience, your thoughts on these DeAndre Hunter rumors. And again, I would not even be interested unless you threw some firsts at me. And Joe thinks that no one's going to trade any firsts. And if you're not going to trade any firsts, I don't want DeAndre Hunter on this team.
Yeah, I do not want DeAndre Hunter. I don't think DeAndre Hunter like moves the needle enough.
He's having his worst season of his career.
Come on, I was just gonna give you credit for that. Shout out Rosto. But numbers wise, right? Like I always say, like men lie, women lie, numbers don't. But like he's literally having his worst shooting year of his career. And I feel like even though if you feel like he's an upgrade, it's not enough of an upgrade to get to where we want to get to. We're all Laker fans, and we know we want to get to. It's not just getting marginally, I just want to barely, make it to the second round or whatnot. We know what's always the vision, what's always the goal. So, in my opinion, I don't think he moves the needle, nearly enough. So, I'm not on board, not on board at all.
El Rosto, appreciate the super chat as always. He said that no GM has won championships as a GM on 2 or more teams. So truly appreciate the super chat there. And again, it's going to be a big test. Do you think actually Rob will have activity leading up to the trade deadline? Since we don't have many assets, I don't expect much in return at this time around. But are you expecting any type of movement for the Lakers before the trade deadline next week, Joe?
Yeah, something around the margins, but nothing major.
And Hunter would definitely be around margins.
That's not going to happen. That's not around the margins. That's
like a main move for them.
That's coloring outside the lines.
that's taking a bad contract, and
I think the Laker bad contracts days are over.
I hope so. I hope you're right. I sincerely hope you're right. Yeah. Big shout out to El Rosto for the donation. Truly appreciate it. Alan's in there in the chat. Truly appreciate him modding along with SB, Mark, and the whole crew right there for you. It is, of course, the Lakers fast break. Again, the Lakers do win 142-111. They again are in 5th place, essentially 5th place in the Western Conference, but they're also in a really heated race, John, for that spot. Because again, if you do not improve your team, there is the possibility they could fall to 7th place, even 8th in the Western Conference. Your thoughts on this, my friend? Because if they do nothing, do you have the concern about where the Lakers will be by the end of the season?
Let me pull this up right here real quick.
They are currently They hopped over Timberwolves by percentage points, so they are 5th place in the Western Conference.
Wow,
8 games back behind
Wow.
OKC.
Okay. Wow. Well,
They
hey,
are a half game out of
I will-
7
I,
as far as it right now.
I mean, just give myself a pat on the back. I will say the 4 teams ahead of me are the only 4 teams I said that could beat the Lakers. So there we go.
What if Golden State? Because I had a conversation last night. I did a show with Legend, and we
Mhm.
talked about the teams interested in Giannis. What if Golden State gets Giannis?
Man, Golden State gets Giannis. That definitely improves them, but I don't know about a championship. I know it's not a championship.
You say no, Joe? They don't.
They get better.
Why would he want to go to Golden State?
They get
He
better.
doesn't have the choice at this point in time.
He's going to go play with an aging Steph Curry?
Well, it's Milwaukee that has the choice right now.
Okay, so what's he going to do? They're going to want him to sign an extension, right?
In October, yeah.
And he's not signing that. Giannis has made that
He's
clear.
not going to Golden State.
I don't think he's going to Golden State, but if he does, yeah, he absolutely.
He's not going to. That's a lateral move. You're not going to go play in Golden State with Steph Curry. Steph Curry's probably going to be able to play another 3-4 years because he's not. He doesn't use too much athleticism in his game, so he's not going to wear himself out. Just shoot all day, right? Play a little defense, but they're not. They would need to get probably another guy in his prime, and those days are gone. Those days are gone unless Steph Curry's contract. It's not going to happen. He's not going to Golden State. He would want to go to a championship contender immediately. That's why this hasn't happened yet, by the way. He's not stupid. He's not dumb. Like, where can I go where I can win? Does he want to go to Oklahoma City? Does Oklahoma City even want to deal with that? That's something that I think is important to understand too. Does Presti really want to bring in a guy that also is getting long in the tooth a little bit with this young team that's already won? That's
why they haven't been mentioned.
Joe. I feel okay, Joe. But I feel like, to be honest with you, and I may be wrong here, but when you have a chance to get a superstar caliber of that player, I said that crazy. A player of that caliber, I said superstar player, a player of that caliber, you just go for it. To be honest with you,
because they
especially with all that they have to give.
Well, if tomorrow Oklahoma City, Houston, or San Antonio get in that mix and they call Milwaukee, John Horst, and offer him a deal, they have the best assets to do so. But right now, it's Golden State, Miami, Minnesota, and New York.
Does he want to? He lives in Milwaukee, so I can't figure out in the NBA what a worse place to live in
than Minnesota.
So Oklahoma City wouldn't be that drastic, I guess, if he's lived in Milwaukee. Does he want to go to Milwaukee and be Kevin Durant in that scenario? That might factor into his thinking.
Ooh. Giannis?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Go to Milwaukee, you said, or go to
Oklahoma City? Would he think of himself as pulling a Durant going to Golden
Oklahoma
State?
City is right now not in those rumors as of yet. It's just
right.
been
I just don't see, and it could be one or the other. It's not just one side. I just don't see him wanting to go to Oklahoma City. I don't think that's the spot.
Shout out to Gregory Brown here, because I agree. I think the Knicks are like one of his top spots. I'm going to be honest with you.
Well, that's where he wanted to go in the summers to New York. But the problem is New York doesn't have any draft picks. So they have to figure out a way to get multiple draft picks. They have the bodies. Cat and OG Anunoby would probably get the deal done as far as players wise, but picks wise is what they need to go ahead and do. It's players and picks. They're looking for a total revamp from the Milwaukee side of things. And that's why Golden State is interesting. And that's why they've been mentioned as one of those 4 teams that are most invested in getting him, is because they have the most draft picks right now that they can trade, because OKC, Houston, and San Antonio have not been involved yet, according to reports, in these trade talks.
From a business standpoint, Milwaukee knows that they will not get a deal better now than they will at the end of the year. My feeling is, in the end here, I might, unless they get a kick-ass deal, which I don't know who the hell would, from places that he wants to go.
But if it gets traded in the summer,
If he gets traded in the
goes
summer,
to the
now
summer,
there's going to be
but
some
it's
assets
got to
that
be
people
more
can throw there.
Giannis, but Giannis will have more control of where he wants to go because of the fact that he can sign an extension in October, Joe. If it's
He
more
has
control
he
for
has
the team
control
now.
right now. He has control right now. Actually, if he really demanded it, he could push it. But at the same time, Milwaukee still probably goes, you know what? If you don't want to play the rest of the year, we're already under 500. We're already sucking ass. If you're already really going to check out, then we might as well just wait out till the end of the year so we can get the best deal possible. Because Milwaukee will not get a good deal compared to the end of the year in this deadline. Because it doesn't make any sense. There's a lot of assets that aren't available right now for some of these teams that will be available by the draft. See what I'm saying? Like the Lakers are going to get.
I know what you're saying, but I'm just saying the team has more control right now. In the summer, Giannis will have more control of where he goes.
But at the same time, they'll have a better chance at getting more in the summer too if they wait.
And I understand that, but again, it's all dependent on if Giannis wants to go there. Because again, in the summer, it's more about him where he wants to go because about the threat of not signing or signing an extension.
No one really wants Karl Anthony Towns, do they?
He's a pretty good player. I'm gonna be honest.
I know he's having a bad season. He's not having a bad. He's still 20-10.
He's Karl Anthony Towns.
The defense has been terrible.
Defense
has been absolutely terrible.
He I don't even know who to compare him to make it make sense. He's talented. Isn't he leading the league in rebounds?
Yes. Hey, tell me if this is a pool. Kevin Love. That's a pool.
I think he's a little bit better than Kevin Love, but that's probably a good comp. They're just there. They're talented. They'll lead in certain statistics, but I don't know. His impact is just not there. It's not good.
Someone says, what would be scarier if he were to go to Minnesota, Giannis, or San Antonio? So and Giannis, or Wemby and Giannis? What would be scarier?
Oh fuck no, Wemby and Giannis would literally fucking break basketball. I was talking to my brother the other day about that, and if Wemby and Giannis are on the same team, you got to think about this from the standpoint of like, it's about how, like, if they really ran a zone is all about covering your zone. It would be insane. They would cover the entire court.
I still think Triple J would be a better fit alongside Wemby. I still think Triple J would be a lot better fit alongside Wemby because the fact that he could stretch the floor and Giannis can't.
I want to see Wemby go through a 4-series playoff run first.
Yeah,
I like that. But Wemby is like that though. But I agree. But he's like that.
But Ant would be love and life if Giannis was on this team. I could tell you that. But again, do they have the pieces? So we'll have to wait and see. But just throwing that out there again, the 4 rumored teams are Miami, Minnesota, New York, and Golden State, who are making the most aggressive trade offers right now to Milwaukee at this point. So want to hear your thoughts on that down below or in the comments now. Go ahead and let us know who you think or where you think Giannis might end up next, or if he's being traded in the next few days as well. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But Silver says to Alan, I don't know if LeBron taking such a steep pay cut would be appreciated by the Players Association. Again, this goes back to our conversation, guys, that's originated on Discord that caused a lot of strife if LeBron were to take a major pay cut next season, because that's been a real source of back and forth. Joe, you said you would not be amenable to anything as far as him. Is that correct?
Only if they win a championship, then you sign him for 1 more year for much less. And if he doesn't take it, then sorry. The problem isn't LeBron taking a pay cut. Honestly, it's the atmosphere that needs to be retired. You got to get rid of clutch. You got to get rid of the decision making. You got to get rid of the decision making by Jeannie and the nonsense through that with her friends and her acquaintances. All that aura shitty aura needs to go so that these guys can focus
The
on
noise.
it's these people, and I'm saying these people, yes. These people are the popular kids in school who are rich, the ones that most of the people didn't like growing up in high school. And if it wasn't for that money, if it wasn't for the quote unquote privilege, they would be bums. That might be harsh considering Rob Pelinka has a law degree and went to University of Michigan. Sure. Yeah,
Part of the Fab Five.
I might be overstating maybe him to some degree, but he earned his way. But a guy, to me, I'm in a lot of ways, the intellectuals end up being worse than the schleps sometimes over time, because money changes you, power changes you. That's what it is. And I've been asked by friends of mine, they're like, Joe, how can you say this about Rob? This is Kobe's boy. This is, what is he, the godfather to Natalia or Gianna, whichever kid it was. I go, and I keep using the same example here, and I can't prove it, but it's a feeling on this. I might be wrong, but I feel that when Kobe passed, much like when a patriarch or a matriarch passes away in a family, the wild dogs get crazy. Kobe, I think, kept them in control. But once Kobe was out of the picture, now Rob can be the snake that Magic Johnson called him. This isn't me, guys. You guys thought I'm just saying this. Magic Johnson started this. It wasn't me. Magic Johnson got on a mic and talked about getting backstabbed. So just saying, this is coming from people's mouth. So just letting you all know that was kind of like a setting of the table here. And then you've seen how all this stuff has gone on. There's no leader on this team. There's no one to squash the BS. If I'm running the Lakers and a chump like Rich Paul talks about my team the way he did, you don't think I'm going to say something? Not publicly. I'm going to go find out. I'm going to give him a call, right? What the fuck are you doing?
Real shit.
Like, seriously, I don't do things. I might do a podcast and I let you all know my feelings, but you guys don't know what's going on in my house, and you never will. So the first call after that interview, what the fuck are you doing? And just wait for the answer. Like, what the hell?
Just wait for the.
And then I'll be like, "Hey, LeBron, you need to control your boy, man. The fuck you doing?"
See now. Okay, I want to ask you about that, Joe. So, because I feel the same way, right? Especially if I was Austin. To be real with you, if I'm AR, I think that the whole shit that went down with Rich and them and how he made that statement, I think that's grounds to go up to Bron to be like, "Yo, bro, like, what's the deal with your boy?" Like, right? Do you think so? If you're AR in that position, you got to go up to Bron.
AR, much like Paul Dano. I know you don't know anything about this, John, but Gerald does, and some people do. I thought Paul Dano said something really good the other day where he said, "I didn't respond to the derogatory comments by Tarantino because the world."
Yeah,
the
he was
world
very grateful.
backed me up, right?
Well said. Yeah,
I thought that was the most clutch return on that, because people I don't know him personally, but Tarantino's a whack job, but that's why he's good. You know, that business is full of whack jobs because that's what it takes a lot of times. Wacky writers and wacky creators, right? They're artists. So for me, how I would have looked at it, I'm going to let my people talk. I'm going to let the leaders in the people that have said allegedly, "Hey, we're not trading Austin Reeves." I'm going to let them back me up. And if they don't back you up, then maybe you need to start thinking twice about wanting to stay. Because AR was picked, he was trained, he was coached, he was developed by the Lakers.
Yeah.
This is a homegrown player.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gotten better every year. Again, this is just about the situation. This isn't about whether he's part of this team or what. Like,
for sure.
Like where they are right now. And if you are a true leader, in my view, if you're a real boss, you're gonna make that call and say, "What the fuck are you doing?"
I feel it.
It's got to be a very simple question too, because I want the answer. I'm not going to sit there and yell at somebody. I want to know what the fuck you were thinking when you said this.
Yeah, no, I feel you. So, and I mean, like I said, especially in Austin's shoes, I feel like, because it's like, he's got his contract year coming up. Like it's just like, yo, dog, like keep my fucking name out your mouth.
So I'm going to say this too, and again, we have to be fair here. Okay, this isn't the first time we've dealt with this in the Laker world. Some of you don't remember. Charles Rosen. Gerald, you remember Charles Rosen, right?
Yes.
That was the mouthpiece to Phil Jackson.
Okay.
And what Charlie Rosen would do is he would speak for Phil in an indirect way, either in a book, interviews, and I was very upset with Phil Jackson. You guys know I love Phil Jackson. But again, at the time I'm talking, I was upset. If Kobe was happy with him when he came back after that year sabbatical, hey, if Kobe's cool, I'm cool. Like I totally went, okay, well, Kobe realized he needed him, and I guess they bended whatever they had. But before that, he wrote that book. And he let out some locker room privacies out of that book, and I was actually not happy about it. I thought that was a shitty move by Phil Jackson. I really did. I thought that was low. I said, dude, you want to sell books to make money? I mean, Phil Jackson's making $10, $12 million a year at a time where who the hell was making that kind of money as a coach, right? And I'm going, why do you have to like as an observer, I'm like, how do you open up the locker room privacy there? And Phil was pretty like beastly when it came to that locker room. Like he didn't want, there's a well-known fight between him and Jerry West where he's like telling Jerry West, get the fuck out of my locker room. Really? So I just thought it was hypocritical on his part. I thought that was kind of bush league by Phil. So this isn't the first time, guys. I'm not, just so you guys know, so there's credibility here. And a lot of you didn't know this maybe. And I've been around a long time. I've been a Laker fan for a long time. I've been a Laker fan since 1991 as a focused in it person. Like 91 was the year I got in, like I was locked in, right? Before then I was too young, wasn't thinking about sports like I did, but 91, that was it. So we're talking about 35 years, guys. I've been intently watching this. So I'm very familiar with all this stuff and a lot of the stuff in the world, a lot of stuff in sports. This isn't the first time. It's actually never the first time. Shit like this happens all the time. But what the difference between then and now is, are you going to own up to it? A lot of guys don't now. They'll weasel their way out of it. And it's more accepted now than it was then. So
89, god damn.
He is
old as fuck.
He is the most
I'm just kidding.
LeBron James is the most polarizing athlete that didn't screw up off the court that I've ever seen in sports.
Hey, Joe, I say this all the time. Call me crazy, but I think LeBron James is like the greatest success story, like just like an athlete story that just like didn't fuck up off the story, like off the field or off the court, however you want to say it. Came from like nothing to something, put all his homies on.
Well, again, every NBA player is a success story. Even Gabe Vince is a success story.
For sure, but you understand what I'm saying.
But he is the most polarizing in that it's almost like American politics. It's 50-50 with him. People like him.
Absolutely. I mean, I got it.
Right? And there's no in between. There's no compromise. The reason why that is LeBron James, he's the prince, the king of everything we have said about basketball players over the 35 years I've watched. This is, again, guys, this isn't the first time we've talked about diva basketball players. Guys, Adrian Dantley, even before I was watching basketball, everything I've read about Adrian Dantley in the 80s, this guy was a phenomenal scorer. He was basically, he was like the James Harden of his time, basically, right? And his issue is he didn't give a shit about Isaiah. He didn't give a shit about Mark Aguirre. He didn't give a shit about Lakers. That guy wanted to score and just not do shit. Basically, the early career of Carmelo Anthony. That's who he was. Adrian Dantley. Matter of fact, actually, that's who I compared Carmelo Anthony to when I first 10 years in the league. I go, he's just a reincarnated Adrian Dantley. He can score from anywhere, fucking awesome basketball player. He'll be in the Hall of Fame, but his game doesn't resonate to winning, right? So there's always been diva basketball players. It's embedded in this thing. But LeBron was the first, like, arguably the greatest of all time that was this bad. This bad. And it's not the same. It's not the same. It's not the same in terms of like Kareem, because I've also been told, well, what about Kareem? Kareem was not liked either. I said Kareem never ruffled feathers inside the team. Like, he never disrespected the coach. He never disrespected, like players in and around at UCLA or with the Lakers or in Milwaukee. Like, his stuff was outside. His beliefs is what got in people weirded out there. It wasn't about the game. Like, there's no stories I've ever heard where Kareem, got coaches fired, and like, you never heard that. I've never heard anything like that. He respected the authority, and he's been on record on interviews as a Lake. He's like, that's the coach. If the coach says this, because he was coached by John Wooden. When you're coached by John Wooden, all you got to do is listen to guys like not Luke Walton, Bill Walton, Kareem, Jamal Wilkes. Like, if you see all those guys' careers, they're so team oriented because of that man. So LeBron James, end of the year, has to really, like, it. You see him play really well. Like tonight, man, the guy's still jumping out of the building. It's like, damn, you appreciate the talent, but unless it means title, it's not going to work, because the surroundings it's not enough to deal with the surrounding of it. You got to, at some point, trade Joe Montana, guys, because Steve Young is ready, right? I know you don't know what I'm talking about, John, but I know some of you all out there do.
Okay, I'm not retarded. Okay, I know Joe Montana.
Okay, so Joe Montana was hurt for 2 years, right?
Yes.
Joe Montana still wanted to play, but Steve Young was ready. Okay. But
Steve Young played for the Titans, right?
No. This is the 90s. See, you tell me you're not dumb, and then you tell them the Titans didn't even exist in the early 90s.
I know Joe Montana. I thought he was the other quarterback.
No, look, let me finish, and then you can talk. Joe Montana could still play. Okay, he was a god in San Francisco. 1 of 4 Super Bowls, right?
Right. Shout out him. I know him.
But Steve Young was ready.
Okay.
And you had to cut. You had to cut your limb off. Hey, we got to go with this guy, and this is what it is. And this is what this is. We're in that moment now. It's Luka's team, guys. Yes. It's Steve Young's time. It's Steve's time. Like, that's the same correlation. Yeah, you gotta let LeBron go.
I see what you're saying.
For this to go to the next step.
But Joe, I'm not crazy. There was a black Steve Young on the Titans, right? He's like a lefty quarterback, right? There was a right? No. Joe, there was the one for sure back in the day.
There was
talking about Warren Moon.
Warren Moon was a righty.
And on the Oilers, not the Titans.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm talking about not that back in the day. Like, when I was like a couple of years, like, isn't it like some Steve?
No, Steve McNair was when you were still itching your daddy's pants. It was still it was Steve McNair you're thinking about. He wasn't a lefty though.
Steve McNair.
I'm about to find this.
There's no finding. I already know this.
Yeah, you guys are. Yeah, I love being here for the history lessons. But hey, quick question.
No, you don't.
No, I do. I actually do. I do enjoy it. I learn. I feel like it's always good to, be the youngest in the room, because I'm not the wisest, so I can get from you guys. But anyway, question for y'all: do y'all remember like the first? So it's Joe, because I'm thinking about it. Like, you watching basketball since '91. So do you remember the first fucking day you heard about LeBron James? Like, when he was in high school? Like, do you remember that day?
I remember watching his high school championship run in 2002.
Damn, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah. And I remember there was a lot of
That's what I was
bullshit.
thinking
There
of.
was a lot of bullshit tied to some kind of scam or it's something stupid because because people are vile pieces of shit. They were trying to say something about he had a Hummer and
Mhm.
all this stuff, and I remember thinking, the guy's going to the NBA? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, what difference does it make? He shouldn't be playing in a high school game if he's getting paid. So that was the thing is they
That was-
should. Some people were saying he shouldn't be eligible to play high school
Mhm.
ball because he's already got stuff, right?
That's crazy.
I'm like, dude, he's gonna be leaving in 3 weeks. Like, what? Come on.
That's crazy.
LeBron was that was the phenom, by the way. That was definitely a phenom as well.
Mhm.
And then within the first 3 or 4 months of watching him play basketball, I'm like, yeah, I think he's gonna be good.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
what's up. Gerald, what
He
about
was
you?
gonna be good, but we didn't know if he was gonna be Carmelo Anthony good or if he was gonna end up being greatest of all time good, because all I heard was this is a combination. Basically, he's Magic Johnson in a Michael Jordan, skill, like Magic and Jordan put together. I laughed. I actually laughed. I said, "What the hell does that even mean? How does that even make sense? How is he Michael and Magic?"
Mhm.
Well, he can score and he can pass. Okay. I remember a guy named Scottie Pippen that could do that too. So what does that really mean? I would say if you want to start out with something like that, how about calling him the next Scottie Pippen? Start, right? And then eventually he ended up being much better than that. No one, and I don't even think he even knew.
That he would.
That's not something you know. This is not normal. For him to have the career he had with all that pressure as a kid, that just doesn't happen. Remember Felipe Lopez?
I do remember. I've heard that name a lot.
He was on the Sports Illustrated magazine. He was supposed to be the
St.
next,
John's.
right? So we're used to seeing hyped players that just don't work out. Harold Miner, I remember.
Sebastian Telfair.
Sebastian Telfair was one. They had documentaries before documentaries were in about him.
By the way, Joe, it was Vince Young. That's what I was thinking of.
Vince Young was not a lefty, but he was decent for a couple of years. But then the problem with Vince Young is his IQ isn't too good, like just in general, not just football. And he didn't really work on his game. And as soon as after a while, the NFL is the most humbling. Baseball's humbling too. Don't get me wrong, but football is it comes with pain too. That's where the humbleness really, it's painful, literally painful.
Fuck yeah.
If you don't adjust on a daily, on a weekly, on a yearly basis in football, you will get found out. They will be able to scheme on your ass. Tom Brady said this many a times. He goes, as soon as you get comfortable, as soon as you know how a certain set looks, a certain defense looks, they're going to adjust to the fact that you're adjusting. Now you got to adjust on that. And it's all it is you're just adjusting after an adjustment after adjustment. The second you stop adjusting, you turn into Vince Young in year 4, year 5, and then you're out of the league after year 7.
But for a player, though, that no controversy, no drug issues, steroids, no arrests.
Vince Young or LeBron?
LeBron. Getting back to LeBron again, he is probably one of the most divisive players in sports.
There's no question. He has never had a problem off the court, right? For you to hate him like A-Rod or a Barry Bonds or even Kobe, right?
It's just all this noise. Just all the noise.
It's self-inflicted.
Yeah.
LeBron James.
The little lies.
LeBron James never could understand his own, I guess he could never understand. I don't even know how to say this.
I feel like LeBron always wants to be liked by everyone, and
LeBron James is a child that really hasn't grown up, and he still hasn't really grown up.
100% agree.
And I try to explain this in a way where it's not as it's going to be disrespectful either way. But I joke around too in an immature way because I have children, but there's a time where you have to go and be a professional. And more often than not, LeBron is is a child, and it's not about the decision. It's not about him going to another team. I still to this day cannot figure out why people were so upset, other than Cleveland fans, about leaving, and why everyone's like, well, this guy stayed and that guy stayed. I'm like, well, you can't really use that excuse because it's a different era. Michael Jordan threatened Reinsdorf. This is not a lie. If Reinsdorf wasn't going to pay him $30 million, he said, I'll go to the next. He didn't even say another team. He goes, I will go to a division rival. Like, I'll go to Cleveland. I'll go to, Detroit, right? Like, I'll go to another, and I will make your life a living hell. And of course, Reinsdorf, there's no way he would have done that. The only way, and Reinsdorf's not an idiot, the owner of the Bulls at the time. He knew, he goes, the only way I can get Jordan without him going somewhere else is I got to take everybody else out. He's a shrewd businessman. So by eliminating everyone, now he can't have, because he knows Jordan didn't want to go to a rebuild. So a lot of stuff, guys, that we think is. Everybody thinks all the stuff that we see today happened. This just happened a year ago, guys. We've been dealing with this stuff. It's just that we know more about it now because of social media. Because now we have schmucks like us online telling you it's human frailty, human ego, human insecurities have never changed. It's just that you know about it now, and technology advances it. That's it.
Hey,
LeBron James is if I'm to advise LeBron James, I would step out of yourself a little bit and actually retire at the end of the year.
No way it happened.
I think you would surprise a lot of people if you did that. You didn't go around getting your chocolates and your flowers and your plaques. You're going to the end of the year. You killed yourself to do well with the team. Let's say the Lakers bow out in the second round, and then retire. Go out with something that's been different with LeBron. Put a stamp on the narcissistic personality that you do have, and kind of put an end to it to the public, and go off in the sunset in a different way. Go out like Tim Duncan did. Tim Duncan didn't announce his retirement. He just announced his retirement when he was done.
Yeah, he's not doing that though. We all know he's not doing that. And shout out El Rosto, because I agree. I do think that LeBron was like the reason for player empowerment. Well, one of the biggest reasons, in my opinion. But now we're getting on a whole nother topic though.
Well, I will say this again. Great to have you guys here again. It is Joe Soro from the Joe Soro Experiment. John Coster from Clutch Talk and Lakers Corner. The Lakers do win 142-111. I do want to mention that Rogelio put in there as far as on our emailed me at LakersFastBreak@yahoo.com. Reggie Theus is just like Dantley here in Chicago before Jordan got here. He wanted to, that's what you were marking earlier, Joe, in regards to Adrian Dantley, as far as is concerned. But when it comes to LeBron,
Reggie Theus was like that, really?
I guess the way they perceive it, yeah. I guess that's.
I never heard that he was a jerk. Dantley was a jerk, but I never heard Reggie Theus was a jerk. I always heard he was a nice guy, but I wasn't around at the time.
I know he was very media friendly, media savvy, and obviously he wanted to parlay that into a more successful Hollywood career than what it ultimately that happened for him. But yeah, Reggie Theus, I think good scorer. Yeah, really good scorer. But again, defensively, I think that was probably always his issue. But before we head out, yes, the divisiveness of LeBron continues. I mean, I got a comment. El Rosto saw it the other day with somebody just randomly coming back after months, supposedly, where he said, who is this? Again, big time driver. Some idiot responds to the drama that's going on in the ESPN article that drops last week. And he comes on and says, shouting, mind you. Shouting when he does this, as far as he puts it there. I told everyone at the beginning of the season, LeBron needs to go look at God. I've been preparing for this day for 8 years, my LA Lakers. So, okay. First off, why would we remember you? Second of all, no need to shout, as El Rosto told you in the chat. And third, who cares what you think if you're going to be like
I'm not going to fault fault someone who wants LeBron gone because it's been exhausting.
And of course,
Even if I don't agree with it, I don't agree with it. I am firmly aware that I said this a few shows ago. You come back to me 100 times, and I'm going to go 100 times with LeBron coming because Tarek Black, Ryan Kelly, Rob Sacre, Jordan Clarkson being the only guy that was functional on that team.
That shit was crazy.
That starting lineup, it gives me nightmares beyond nightmares. 17-win seasons.
God damn.
No, sorry. I can't. I can't. No. I'd rather have LeBron here.
That shit was terrible.
But if you want LeBron gone,
100 out of 100 times.
If you want LeBron gone, I have no problems with that because I understand it. You're like a lot of us here who are just tired of all the noise that he has brought with him and just want to move on. You want a new chapter to what the Lakers. We really want to see Luka and what he can do for this team. I get it. I understand it. And obviously I empathize with it because I would like to see a future beyond the James gang. I think I'm done. I think I've turned the chapter. But if they want to hold on for another page, then I guess we don't have
I want you guys to and I know it's been hard in the current climate in the world. This ability to the reason why things are 50-50 so much is it's a program. You're supposed to be all on one or all on the other. That's a scam. They're just because I criticize someone, it doesn't matter what it is, if a LeBron James, a family member, a friend, just because I criticize them or criticize someone doesn't mean I don't like them. I have friends from all walks of life.
But it's not personal. We don't know these people. So
it's not personal. But let's talk about those who are personal. Your friends. You have friends they have different ideals, right? Like I have friends that watch Star Trek. Guys I grew up with that are still my friends, like almost 40 years. These guys were Star Trek geeks. I'm talking about guys I hung out with every day. Every single day I hung out with these guys at school. And I hung up. Well, I'm going to get to my point here. Every day I hung out with these guys. Weekends we hung out at our houses, whatever, right? Growing up. Two of them watched Star Trek. I didn't. I thought it was stupid. So,
that explains everything, John. That explains everything.
I'm trying to make a point that just because you're tight with somebody doesn't mean you guys have to basically hold hands and go to the bathroom together and eat everything the same. You're not twins. You're not like even family members don't do that shit. So even brothers and sisters or brothers and sisters do that. No, we're different, right? So if I disagree with your value of something or how you handled something, it doesn't mean that this guy now is a hater and he's against everything. No, I'm not against LeBron James, the basketball player, really 99% of the time. The 1% is what was driving me nuts up until a couple of years ago when he stopped doing it, was passing when the ball needed to go in the basket. He was doing it too much, and I got sick and tired of hearing this stupid shit. Well, he's making the right play. Bitch, the right play is getting the fucking basketball in the hoop. You want to call yourself the GOAT? The right play is getting the ball in the basket. Now, if you make the pass and he hits it, then he made the right play, like he did in Toronto. But if you keep missing that shot, whether you're passing or shooting it, now I'm going to start questioning, are you really the GOAT? Do you think Jordan passing to John Paxson, passing to Steve Kerr, and them making it, you don't think that mattered? What if they miss? If John Paxson misses the shot in Phoenix in Game 6, you know what happens in that series? It's going 7, and they're playing in Phoenix. Game 7s, anything can happen. When Kerr hit the shot in 97 against Utah, if he misses that shot, does Kerr's career go to shit? Yes, it does. The right play is getting the ball in the basket.
Okay.
What just happened to Joe?
That's got him. So be careful when he comes back. I think he made it. I think his rant was so bad he shut himself off.
That is so funny.
You were in rhythm too. Huh?
I didn't even do anything. Everything's good.
We didn't do anything.
Continue, Joe.
Maybe maybe the
You were
electricity
beamed
gods.
out. You were beamed out like in
Yeah,
Star
yeah.
Trek.
So I shit on Star Trek, and they were trying to beam me out.
Yes,
Okay, I
beam
get it.
you out, Scotty. Beam you out.
Okay. Anyways, so look, we're getting close to the end here tonight, but I'm gonna continue to enjoy the games, and guys like Luka and of course LeBron make it exciting to watch a Washington Wizards game, because watching LeBron actually last few games, flying high and dunking on everybody, that's pretty crazy. It's pretty cool to watch it. We just saw Djokovic beat Sinner in a 5-set thriller. He's 38. Like, him and LeBron are marvels. Sorry, Mark, I know you don't like Joker, but it's amazing to see greatness.
It is.
And you want to appreciate greatness when you see it. But still, guys, as much as I love watching greatness from LeBron James, the needle is starting really to say it's time to move on. And it's actually always better to move on a little bit before you have to than when it's too late. Because if you don't do that, then what happens, Gerald?
Overstay.
What happened after Kobe retired?
People drag your name in the mud.
We have to wait for LeBron to come.
And the thing is, though, Joe, that's the one other thing I'll close with. It's just that because we see responses on that as far as from people don't like LeBron, people that do like LeBron, but the people that don't like LeBron always seem to have or a lot of times seem to have a comparison to Kobe. They always try to compare Kobe to LeBron. Again, El Rosto and I were interacting with this one idiot who is on there coming, like months later saying, "Oh, see what I told you guys?" No, we don't care what you told us. But again, Kobe. That's great that you love Kobe. That's fine if you don't like LeBron. If you do like LeBron, that's great. Again, be respectful and don't come off like an idiot in doing so and trying to get your point across. And that's what I'm trying to say, Joe, is that people often have to go ahead and just polarize themselves one way or the other, like you were talking about, but they always have to go ahead and have something. If you don't like LeBron, it's because Kobe stood the test of time. And no, it's not. If you don't like him, you don't like him. Or if you do like him, you do like him. It's again, you are entitled to your opinion, but just don't come off like an idiot when you do so. And again, some of these people in their comments, El Rosto and I, again, we're seeing this guy shouting at us or saying, "Remember me from 7 months ago?" No. Right there, when you start a conversation with that, and we deal with how many thousands of people on a season basis,
Gerald,
no, we don't.
And this exactly
Not one bit.
About right here is exactly about how I feel about that clown, that I am Hema, and that black guy, because for this exact reason.
Black guy, come on, man.
You know what I'm talking about.
Well, I'm Hema up to you earlier.
For this exact reason, it's like, at least I feel the way I feel about LeBron, but I'm fair about LeBron. Joe knows it. Gerald knows it. Everybody that really is a part of the LFB community knows that I'm fair about LeBron. And when he deserves his criticism, I give him that criticism. But when he deserves his flowers, he needs to get his flowers as well. And that's what I feel like is such a polarizing issue with LeBron. There's the fans out there, the LeBron sexuals, who just say this guy's the greatest thing, since.
Oh, he walks on water.
But exactly. But then there's the I am Hemas of the world.
Fans are in every category.
But then there's the I am Hemas of the world that's like, he can go for a triple double, and they're like, oh yeah, no, this guy still sucks. So that's my issue. You just got to be able to be fair with it, right? You just got to be able to just keep it the same temperature.
Is your father a ghost, or do you converse with the Almighty? I guess somebody wanted me to talk like a Scot.
Everybody can have their opinions out there. It should always be respected, but it's how you present yourself with those opinions is what matters. and if you come off like a douchebag, then you are going to be given no respect at all on this channel.
It's sad. We got too much black on black crime here, man, and I'm sad about it.
There you go. All right. I don't think
that started with that guy, man. That guy shouldn't have started with me.
We got to rise up to that, man.
When they take it there with me, when I am Hemla and that black guy took it there with me, I had to end it with them. So I don't know.
All right, some closing things before we head on out. Of course, John Costas, Lakers Corner, got a 3-minute report all ready to go, my friend.
Yes, sir. All ready to go. Please do check out my 3-minute recap on Lakers Corner on YouTube. You can check me out on Instagram, Lakers_corner, trying to get to 8,000 over there. And then on TikTok, trying to get to 10,000, Lakers Corner 24. But I appreciate you guys. And Drip Show, I appreciate you, brother.
Drip Show's the best. Again,
yeah. Shout out to Drip Show. Absolute
give
legend.
Some love.
Drip
right there. Love.
Hey,
love
bro,
right there.
I wanna put this one up right here, but I need to figure out where to put it up because I have to show the camera. Like this one is way too sick.
You're just doing it right now. You got that full gap right there above you when you stand up.
Look, if I put it right here, it's too big. Look, it's too big. You can't even see it.
Oh, you see Mamba, Black Mamba.
I'm gonna have to work on some organization here.
Okay, you do that. You work on that organization. All right.
In the meantime, you guys continue to be great. Come on, man. Continue to be great.
No Lakerholics.
Rise above the haters.
Well, I did want to mention that there's no Lakerholics this week, but go ahead and check out, of course, John Costas' Lakers Corner. Also, check out my 15-minute report that I'm going to put out on Lakers Latest for the Fan Arc Network. Go ahead and check that out on YouTube at Lakers Latest. Joe, is there a Joe Sorrell experiment on the way that people can look forward to?
I don't know yet. I'm trying to see. I'm gauging some activity right now with everything to see if it's warranted. Where I actually got. I liked how the last show was. It was the total experiment, right? Not a specific experiment, and we got a lot of good. We had a lot of eyes on that, and I want to try to create that maybe a little bit more. I think people enjoy listening to us talk. And I really want to thank you all for that. I'm pulling a Gerald here because there are so many times because I do go back and listen to myself. I like to critique my delivery.
You hate listening to yourself.
It does. It's painful, but I have to listen to see the cadence. I have to see if I'm going ums and uhs. Luckily, thank God, I've been stopping a lot of that. It's not as abundant as it was. It's how I transitions in terms of subjects. Like I pay attention to that. Again, I come from a process of that when I first got in the radio part of things and announcing. So a lot of times I won't hear myself in the show because I'm paying attention to us discussing the actual topic, and a lot of times I enjoy the topic. But there are at least probably every 5 shows where I'll turn it on and I'll hear myself talk for about 20 seconds, and I'm like, ugh. Click. I'll go watch something else. Yeah, it's painful. But I'm glad you guys like it, and hopefully the information that we spew is valuable and entertaining. We have a lot of information.
I think coming out of my mouth like teething pain.
Who?
I hope there's wisdom coming out of my mouth like teething pain.
What are you, 12?
No, I just hope that there's wisdom coming out of my mouth like teething pain.
Oh, you meant like figuratively.
It's a good one, huh?
It's good. Don't do that again.
Okay, I'll do it maybe once more.
It is the Lakers winning 142-111. They're now again 5th place in the Western Conference, 8 games back behind OKC. Yep, 29-18 on the season. I guess no Lakerholics tomorrow, so go ahead and check out Lakers.
Here's the last bit here, Gerald. Sorry, I forgot to say this. So now, what is it going to take for Luka? Because right now I'm starting to hear I'm hearing things. I'm hearing things.
I heard it through the great.
I heard some things.
And I'm long ago.
I'm hearing that last week or so, people are starting to say, "Is Luka the MVP?"
Ooh. No, he's climbing up that ladder.
He's climbing up. If he's going to drop 37, 9 and 9 a game the rest of the year, you're really not going to consider it.
He's top 5, but
top 5. Who the hell are the other 4?
SGA, Jokic, because he's still qualified.
Jokic is gone. He's not going to win anything. He's below
Jokic just went. No, he's not. Check the stats. He is not. Sorry.
He's not at 65.
He is right now currently on 65.
So he can't miss another game the rest of the year.
Thereabouts. I think he might be one ahead. I think
Okay, he's toast. He's not gonna play the rest of the year. There's no way.
All right. Well, we'll see.
So who's the other three?
Cade Cunningham.
Oh God.
Wisdom coming out of my mouth.
Leading the Eastern League.
It's SGA at this point. And only because he's a 1 seed and everybody jerks off on
Brown?
that. No, come on.
Oh, okay.
Don't be crazy. Come on, don't be crazy.
Again, Luka's in that top 5 conversation for MVP. That's definite. I already had that conversation earlier this week. So yes, it is SGA right now, unless he gets hurt. Now, if he gets hurt, then all bets are off on that one. But again, it is the Lakers fast break, 129-118. The Lakers win as they head to MSG. Why not?
Jay,
tell us, Cunningham. Joe, do you really know basketball?
Yeah, I do. You're putting Cade Cunningham in front of Luka?
Right now, there are a lot of people who are.
Because he's a 1 seed in the shit East?
All right.
What do you think he'd do if you switched Cade and him?
All right. We'll see who votes for who.
I'm not saying he's going to win because there's never been a Laker MVP that wasn't a 1 seed. But all these assholes who pick these MVPs because of seeding should go in the same trough that these assholes
first in the East
belong in that didn't vote for Belichick to be in the Hall of Fame.
5th in the West. The Lakers are 5th in the West, Joe. 5th in the West.
5th in the West that's competitive, and they're like a game behind the 2nd and 3rd.
So you don't think that people...
Who's the best player in the NBA right now?
Luka Doncic.
Luka Doncic.
The best player in the NBA?
I would 100% take Luka as the best player in the NBA right now.
Over Jokic.
Over Jokic. Mm-hmm.
Jokic is hurt.
I would take Luka Doncic.
Jokic's just playing tonight. Jokic.
He's been hurt for 3 weeks?
And I mean, I'm biased, but I'm 100% taking Luka Doncic. By the way, the MVP ladder, like as we speak, I'm looking at it right now. And unless I'm looking at the wrong one, it has SGA number 1, Luka number 2, Jokic number 3, Wemby number 4. And
again, it's an opinion thing.
100%.
So again, Jokic does still qualify for
100%. But I just think, and it's like I was talking about one of my friends, Luka Doncic is the reason we're even here in this 5th seed, right? And he's leading the league in points per game and leading the league at getting to the line. I'm gonna be honest with you, he's dragging our team even here. If we were not here, I've said this before, we'd be in the 16th.
I just think you guys again.
Imagine if we had Anthony Davis still.
I think you guys got to understand that not everybody has a bias towards Luka right
now. No, Gerald, I understand, but I'm
cognizant.
But that's why I said I have a bias. But what I just gave you is not biased though. He is leading the league in points per game. He is leading the league in getting to the line. And what I'm telling you is that he's the fact that we're here at this 5th seed, and we can all testify to that. If Luka was not here, we'd be in the 16th seed.
So what did you project your team? What did you project the Lakers to be this season?
At the beginning of the season, I said at best they are going to be a 4th seed. At worst, they are going to be the 6th seed.
So they're right around your expectations.
They're right around my expectations. I haven't lost.
What did you predict Detroit to be this year?
Not the 1st seed, but
well, there you go.
But Gerald
exceeded everyone's expectations.
Okay, but
Cade
now
Cunningham has played like a superstar.
Okay,
you don't think people are going to vote for that? I'm not sitting here and saying I would vote for that. I'm just saying that there are a lot of people that actually do vote on it that are going to vote the narrative. As always, we argue this all about time. It's all about the narrative. The narrative when they do these MVP votes. That's what I'm saying.
For sure. But the MVP is the most valuable player, right? Imagine Luka, the Lakers without Luka.
I didn't say that. But also, what's the Detroit Pistons without Cade Cunningham?
It's okay, John. He lost, and he's trying to
out of it. If Cade Cunningham is above Luka in the voting,
he's not.
You guys, I'm going to have to just say
Cade Cunningham is number 6.
I was right.
Cade Cunningham is currently number 6. And Luka's currently number 2.
And you're not looking at it. You're not looking at it right.
I'm looking at the NBA website.
Oh, that's the NBA.com. You don't look at that website. These guys aren't up to date on anything. You actually go out and actually look at what the NBA reporters, the guys who actually vote on this,
I give up
what they
about
talk
the
about,
NBA
what
reporters.
they
I
listen
care about
to.
the numbers, Gerald.
You
I
don't,
already
ca-
told
you don't,
men
you
lie,
just
women
care
lie,
about
but
the
numbers don't.
NBA.com official website. That's just like the worst place you
Numbers
go.
don't.
You need to go and actually check out what those reporters are going to vote for, what those reporters are saying.
Men
Like
lie.
Tim, the guy who hates the Lakers on ESPN, Tim Bontemps. He does those interviews. He does those straw polls with the actual people who vote for it and where they
That
stand.
guy a bucket 7 days out of the week.
Bucket.
A bucket
Okay.
on his
Well,
head.
again, I'm just telling you that
Won't buy
again,
him every time.
don't be surprised if Kate Cunningham gets
Okay,
quite a bit of
all
love.
right. So then, Gerald, let's do this right here because we see each other so often, and y'all my dogs. If Cade Cunningham finishes above Luka, me and Joe will do something. But if Luka finishes above Cade Cunningham,
No, I'm not gonna. I would pick Luka. Well, I would pick Luka above. I'm saying I'm not.
Yo, you
never
see this,
said
Joe?
you're not speaking for me, John. I never said I would pick Cade above Luka. I said Cade is being thought of above Luka right now because of where he stands.
All right, Gerald. I'll let this one slide.
I said I would pick
You didn't
Luka
want to come
above
beat
Luka,
me.
but if you're not watching the NBA and what these guys are voting on that actually are talking about, then you're not really looking at the NBA.
But I am.
Okay, we'll see.
But I'm mainly watching the Lakers and the Spurs. The Spurs is my.
So there you go. See, you're watching two teams. There are 30 teams.
Hey, Gerald,
in the NBA.
my father.
No one's talking about Jalen Johnson. I think a lot has to do with Atlanta's record too,
Jalen
Alan.
Johnson.
Although he is averaging what 25, 10 and 8. I think.
Shout out him putting the ball in his hands, man. Big
yeah,
guard nation.
They're under 500 right now, so that's
Big
that's not
guard
really
nation.
I'm not high on anything, Xbox. Again, it's what you guys don't check out. That's why I do NBA
Good
observations.
job, Mark. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Gerald,
Shut up, Joe. Actually, shut up, Joe. Sincerely. But again, it is the Lakers fast break. I didn't say I would pick Luka. I didn't say I would pick Cade above Luka.
you guys heard it here
I
first.
just said,
Gerald saying
I just
Cade
said
Cunningham
that
over
there's
Luka.
a lot of people that are thinking about putting Cade ahead of Luka.
You heard it here first. Gerald Glassford.
And if he ends up fifth place, John,
over
if
Luka.
the Lakers end up fifth in the Western Conference and Detroit ends up first, Cade is going to get a lot of votes. I'm just telling you.
Not if he doesn't lead the league in scoring.
All right, I'm like, okay. Then again, if we have a show like that, I'm just going to say, you know what? The proof's right there.
Gerald will lose the argument and tell everybody he won it.
No, I never lose our arguments. I always beat you, Joe. I beat you in I laughed at you so hard for over an hour while you were like, oh, I have to text Joe.
Dude, you're the one that logged off. Don't front with that shit.
I laughed at 2 hours because
I was dropping answers for an hour and 30 minutes, and then you left.
I was
laughing.
You jumped out. I didn't jump out. You jumped out. I didn't.
I left because I left. Listen to me.
Gone.
I left because that chat is a wasteland of toxicity,
somewhere,
homosexual jokes, and just
I stayed.
Jokes,
I stayed. You left.
And high school. If I want to go back to high school, I just go back to that chat.
I don't know. Look,
it's worthless.
You can't.
It's a waste of time.
You don't want to justify leaving on your own. Then that's on you. Take responsibility for that.
I take responsibility. I took one of your stupid jokes. I turned around for 2 hours in your face.
Look, you let Mark down, all right? And that's just not that doesn't be good for you.
You're roasting him so much. You're roasting him now.
You let down Mark, and it hurt a lot of people's feelings about you.
I got you every single time.
You didn't. You left.
You went to the
You
gate.
quit.
I got you every.
You didn't. You've never gotten me.
Every single time. You instantly. I got you good. You went to the gay jokes, and then there you go. It's over. Here's
a star. You want a star?
I am the star. And
I'll here's a star here. There you go. Star.
AR Seattle, thank you so much for the cheaper chat. Truly appreciate it. Choose Luka every day of the week. Well, again, it's not what I would choose.
Go to sleep tonight. Just know you hurt some people's feelings.
It's not what I would choose, AR. It's exactly what I'm hearing around the league and what you observe around the league. Now, again, John looks at 2 teams. Joe only looks at 1.
Oh, whoa! I intently watched 2 teams. I watched them.
You just said you watched 2 teams. I'm just agreeing with you.
I intently watched two teams, but I keep up with the rest of the league.
Oh, do you? But you just said you watched 2 teams.
I said I intensely watched it, like only those, like strict.
But how can you keep up with the rest of the league if you only?
Because you can keep up with the rest of the league, just like how you. There's no way you keep up with 30 teams, Gerald.
I know. I can check out a lot more than you guys do. Obviously,
he's like shameless plug. Check out NBA operations.
I'm just as upset about this as you are, man, or ashamed.
All right, guys.
Xbox, it's a first-round knockout on my part on Joe once again. It is, of course, Gerald Glassford. Thanks again for watching, listening. Again, when Joe goes to the gay jokes, you've got him. You got him right there. When he, that's the thing. If you get him mad and disturbed, he goes to the lowbrow humor every single time. You know, I can.
There were no gay jokes. It was just responding to your comment.
You can read Joe like a book. He hasn't gotten out.
Guys, don't you guys have the history on there? All it was he's saying A and I'm saying A. He's saying A and I'm saying A for an hour and a half.
Push kids into lockers.
Baby, I
so that's how he has. He's got his Letterman jersey on when he goes in there. There you go.
I have no clue what the hell you're talking about.
You got left high school.
You got destroyed and then you left.
No, I destroyed you guys. You guys
didn't.
Know I
but you did.
I did. You went to I disturbed you. I irritated you. You went to the lowbrow humor, and then you tried to go ahead and and I destroyed you. And I was laughing for 2 hours. Laughing. It was hysterical, and you can't handle it. I got you once again. I always give you that chat.
No,
I just don't. It's just not a productive chat. I need to run this channel. I need to help run Lakers Latest. And I got things to do, man. I don't have time for your stuff, man. I don't have time
to live with yourself hurting people.
Oh, I'm living just fine.
Yeah. You hurt Mark, and that hurts us.
Mark's begging me to come back because your guys are picking on him.
That's got nothing to do with me. That's on you. You're the one that left, not me.
Mark is a good man. I know he loves.
He's a great man.
You need to mend that situation.
I know he's got a man crush on you, but he loves you. So don't treat him with disrespect because Mark is a good man. Mark is a real good man.
Now, who's talking about gay stuff now, Gerald? Man crush? What is this?
Whoa, Gerald.
This isn't MTV, man. Relax.
This is not the Castro.
Man crush. This is man crush. He
MTV doesn't exist anymore.
He admires you greatly.
Yeah, but man crush is for normal men isn't.
Man crush is literally gay.
I don't do that kind of stuff. Sorry.
Well,
again, I don't man crush
it the way you want to.
I crush. I crush.
I got you.
Man,
I got you.
Like
that also sounds gay, though. That also kind of sounds a little gay.
Immediately,
I crush you like a worm.
You got right there. When you go to the lowbrow humor,
I crush you like a worm.
I got you once again. Oh, I got him good this time again. Oh, I love it.
Gerald, go look in the mirror and say that, and feel better about yourself.
I'll look at it. Bring him in.
Mark and the crew and I will sit back here and say, yeah, just let him have his fantasy.
As I always do. I beat you every single time. The thing is, with age comes wisdom, and you haven't reached that kind of wisdom yet, Joe. But one day you may. One day you may.
Yeah, we'll have to do that, Alan.
Once again, it is, of course, Gerald Glass. Hey, don't forget our 5-on-5 games. So hopefully one day we can carry that out there. That would be great to have. But it is, of course, the Lakers fast break, 142-111. Lakers win. We'll be back Sunday to hopefully rile up your Sunday evening. And again, truly appreciate it. So for everyone out there, for John Costa, Lakers Corner, Joe Sorrell, the Joe Sorrell Experiment, it's Gerald Glassford. Go ahead and hit me up on Lakers Latest. Like and subscribe here. And make sure you have yourselves a great weekend. Live long and prosper with us right here at the Lakers Fast Break Podcast. Live long and prosper. Yeah, I could do that. Yeah, there you go. Star Trek, baby.
Yeah.
Touch into my mouth, down into my belly.
Have a great weekend, everyone.